It's Wednesday, November 26th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Jason Cooper, alongside Jacob Gramegna for the next hour and a little bit. We got a great show for you today. Can't wait to rattle things off. Quick reminder, if you're in the chat right now, drop a 1, say hello. We see you guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Goes a long way here. What we got coming up for you today? We got Mr. Peanutbettor batting leadoff. We're going to talk some Week 14 college football. Break down basically the most important games of the week. There's not too many that are there. Some pivotal games for conference championships. Playoffs are pretty much, I don't want to say they're set, but not too much movement in terms of the college playoff poll that was released yesterday. A little bit to talk about there. I also want to talk to him about the Heisman Award because he kind of left out some context that he is a big Ohio State fan. I came on the show and gave out Julian Sayin last week as a Rort, but you might want to add that context next time. Anyways.
I did see him in an Ohio State shirt on the most recent Circle Back.
Yeah, that is on me for not picking up. That was fully on me. But whatever, he'll explain himself to the audience later in the show. After that, we got Clive coming on. You guys asked for it. We're here for it. Clive's going to come on, share a couple team totals. He has 3 team totals for you today. Talk through each one. Yeah, maybe we'll also ask him what his favorite Thanksgiving meal is because I've been going through his Twitter account. He has some interesting takes. And then finally, we close things out with a Canadian segment. Got edge work overtime. And a quick reminder for those who are regular appointment viewers. If this video and the Friday video, which both will have Alex and so money on it, the edge work videos go, if they get 100 plus likes, we're going to go for 100. Both those videos need 100 likes. Alex, myself, and so money. We'll do the one chip challenge again. Well, I'll be doing it again. They'll be doing it for the first time. They've somewhat agreed to do it. Kind of bullied their way into it. So, yeah, you guys know what to do. Smash the like button if you want to see Alex in pain. Before we get into things today, quick reminder, quick programming note, quick scheduling note. Tomorrow, enjoy your time with the family. There will be no show tomorrow. So, nothing on the network tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving.
Not nothing.
Well, what's? Oh, sorry. We do have a watch along tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, during the day, nothing really going on. So just enjoy your time with the family. Eat some turkey, have some fun, talk some ball, watch some ball, and yeah, it should be a good Thanksgiving for you all. Yeah, excited to get into today's show. Quickly, before we do that, though, programming note as well for tonight, as you can see on screen. Forward Progress Live, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have our Thanksgiving extravaganza. Rob, Austin, G-Stack break down all the Thanksgiving games in details, plus that Friday, Black Friday game. There'll be a rotating guest talking props for those games tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Forward Progress YouTube channel. You're going to want to be there because I will also be there. I'll be popping in, sharing a prop. Got some things that I like. Yeah. All right, let's get into today's show. He's a college football bettor, college football enjoyer, regular on the Circle Back on the Friday show. And he doesn't watch, not a big fan of NFL football, so I'm curious what he's going to be doing on Thanksgiving. Mr. Peanutbettor, how's it going?
It's going good. I mean, I like NFL. I just, maybe not the most informed, not someone who's ready to give out information.
This is hilarious. There's something wrong with your mic because is he pitched up a bit for you? That is funny. We'll get that sorted out in just a little bit here. In his car, ready to go on Thanksgiving. I think we got it fixed here, Jacob. Or
yeah, work on it. He's putting in headphones. Okay. All right, I was gonna ask him.
Let's work on it a little bit here. Was he not pitched up a little bit? That was kind of funny. He sounded like a little bit like a chipmunk.
Maybe just he's in his car.
Maybe
all these people driving home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It's a busy day for. Anyways, we appreciate Mr. Peanutbettor coming in. Appreciate him coming in on such a busy day. Anyways, let's try and see if this is gonna work now.
He's working on it.
Well, anyways, whatever. It's fine. There's a couple things we want to get into today. Number one, what's going on in the ACC? The Virginia Tech game seems to be the most pivotal. If you've been tuning into the show regularly, you would have an SMU ticket in your pocket. Guys, it's win and in scenario for our SMU Mustangs. It's win and in. And it seems like, so far, if SMU wins, and if SMU wins the conference championship, they will most likely be in the playoffs. So you could have had them at 12-1 to win their conference, or 16-1 to make the playoffs. Personally, I took that 16-1 to make the playoffs. Could also touch on we're also going to touch on the SEC, Alabama game, Texas game. Going to talk Egg Bowl. Going to talk the most important game on this slate, Ohio State versus Michigan. Again, he is an Ohio State fan, so I'm curious to hear his opinion on this game. I think I'm going to align with him, though. The streak is done. I don't see how Michigan can win this game. It sounds like Carnell Tate's going to play. It sounds like Jeremiah Smith is going to play. And I think this offense is, rightfully so, completely different when you have the second best receiver room in the country and those guys are playing. So, anyways, seems like he's ready to go now.
I hope it works.
Let's see. Hope it works. Mr. Peanutbettor, how's it going?
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound much better now. Perfect.
On the side of the road here, what I try to do to make this work, okay?
We appreciate
well, not enough to plan it actually out, but enough to try on the side of the road.
Enough to be like, oh, shit, I'm on in like 5 minutes. How am I going to figure this out? Anyways, appreciate you coming on. I know it's a super busy day for you traveling. I think the leadoff question here for you is, what do you do on Thanksgiving? So are you going to still watch these NFL games, or what's happening here for you?
Yeah, I'll still watch the NFL games. Actually, probably my youngest gambling activity was betting on the Lions Thanksgiving. I would bet against my uncle, and I won like my first maybe 2-3 years and was appalled that I had to pay when I lost. I thought like they would pay me back, in a whole Isaac situation, and figured out that actually no, when I lost, I had to pay back. That was a real heartbreaking moment for me as a young child.
Watershed moment, sliding door moment for you, opening up plenty of doors moving forward. Where do you want to start here? Let's start, I guess, with the you want to start Heisman? You want to start ACC? I'll let you kind of lead the way here.
Let's go ahead and do the ACC.
Okay.
I think that Virginia, it looks like it's going to be SMU Virginia.
Yep.
Virginia Tech has a chance to upset Virginia and kind of basically shake up the ACC title game. Miami then gets in with the win over Pitt. I believe Pitt gets in with the win over Miami.
Yeah.
There's some complicated tiebreakers, but basically it's going to be Virginia SMU if everything holds. But this conference, every week, you're like, if everything holds, this is going to be the two teams in it, and every week it blows up right in your face. So I don't think Virginia is an elite enough team that they basically are guaranteed to win this. So I think it's going to be a pretty interesting game to see. Can chaos happen in that conference?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think is the ramifications for the playoffs here if Virginia wins and SMU wins? Do you think if the title game is SMU Virginia, do you think the winner of that will get a bid into the playoffs with the highest ranked one of the 5 highest ranked conference championship winners?
Yeah, they've been pretty reluctant in order to put anyone other than them. If you look at the top 25 right now, it's basically all power teams, and it might not be the technically correct thing, but I would guess that the committee is going to lean towards the group of 5 or the power conferences here rather than any of the group of 5, just based on, how it's always been. And they'll get the benefit of the doubt, whether that's right or wrong, probably wrong, but it just feels like that's the way the committee's going to handle it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing going for SMU and Virginia right now is like the recent form. SMU, at least, the recent form is really good for them, especially getting that win over Miami. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, going Miami and then Louisville was pretty big for them. Anything you want to touch on in the Big 12 in particular? I mean, it's kind of a mess outside of Texas Tech. Like, what do you? It's just Texas Tech, BYU. It seems like I believe there's a chance for Utah or Arizona State to make it. They would need a crazy parlay to get in. Let's talk Texas Tech and BYU though. If BYU does make it and they lose in the conference championship, do you think 1, they'll be punished for losing in the conference championship, and 2, do you think they have a shot of making it? Because they're not winning. I don't think they're going to win the conference championship game. Like, I think them versus Texas Tech, it's going to be a very, very tough game. But if it's a blowout, does that mean BYU is like for sure out of the playoff race?
I believe they'd be pretty reluctant in order to punish teams for playing in the championship game. With that being said, I also don't think they'll ignore it. There's enough teams here that are close enough that they don't need BYU in. It's not like there's a big gap between them and a lot. So if it comes down to anything close, they certainly could kick them out. There's other games going on: Tennessee, Vanderbilt, a few other like fringe teams that could win or lose based on this. I don't know if BYU will get in, but I don't think they'll be in a hurry to punish them for a Big 12 championship game. Although if it's a blowout, they can say, "Hey, we're not punishing you," and actually still kind of punish them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lot of stuff for this conference. I'm just trying to look at the tiebreakers right now for Utah and Arizona State. It's pretty tough.
It's pretty bleak.
Yeah, it's like win over Arizona plus a Texas Tech loss plus a Utah loss plus a BYU win gets them in, which is like, crazy parlay. Seems like both Arizona State and Utah would need Texas Tech to lose for them to make it in here. So probably not going to happen. Let's flip over to SEC here. You wanted to talk the Texas game. You want to talk? What do you want to start first here, Bama or Texas?
Well, just basically those are the two games that are going to decide who's in the SEC championship. Alabama plays Auburn. They are large enough favorites that it shouldn't, we shouldn't really be concerned here. Auburn's switching coaches. They're switching quarterbacks every week. It doesn't feel like they're ready to compete with Alabama, but it's the Iron Bowl. Anything happens. We've seen crazier things with, we're talking like, kick six or, the kick six and everything like that. Auburn's kind of had their number in a couple of weird spots where you would expect Alabama just to roll. So that will be an interesting game. It's, one of the best rivalries in the sport. And then Texas A&M is a rivalry that's come back recently. It left, when Texas A&M went to the SEC. And to me, that's a perfect chance for Texas to play spoiler here. It's one of those things that is different about college football where these teams might not have as much to play for, but it kind of doesn't save your season if you're Texas. It's still a disappointing season, but it makes everything not as bad if you're able to at least beat your rival and screw up their season.
All right. It could be fun there. Also, with Alabama, they've kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday with Corby. It feels like they've kind of limped down the stretch here in terms of their offense. They haven't really been putting up as many points as you'd like them. Their offense just hasn't looked that good, I guess is what I'm trying to go for here. So, kind of been limping there. Texas A&M and Texas. Let's talk about that game. Texas A&M 2.5-point favorites here. The other determining factor of this sort of playoffs. Talk us through this game.
Well, I don't know if it really has playoff implications as much.
I meant conference implications. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. But I think that basically Texas has a chance to ruin the season for Texas A&M as far as not ruin their season overall. They can still win a national championship, but I don't think Texas A&M is quite at that level for them to have, the best version of their season. They're going to need to beat Texas, win the SEC, and, they'll get a bye into the playoffs. Instead, Texas, despite as disappointing of a year it's been, everybody's been worried about Arch the entire season. And with one game, they can at least kind of make it so that things aren't so bad in Texas anymore. They feel better going into the end of next year, and you'll have forever points to talk crap to Texas A&M fans.
Yeah, could be big for the Longhorns there. Horns down. Three loss. There you go. 3-loss Longhorns team probably doesn't make the playoffs if they do beat Texas A&M. You're waving at someone on the side of the road. What's going on? Oh, all right.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right. Kind of waiting for this moment here. Ohio State and Michigan. We got to lump this in together to the Heisman talk. So again, we talked a little bit off air. You didn't want to preface before you came on the show last week and gave out Julian Saint to win the Heisman. You didn't want to say, "Hey, by the way, I'm a big Ohio State fan." You didn't want that didn't cross your mind at all?
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious. Basically, you would have to follow my Twitter for 4 seconds, talk to me one time, Jason, and anyone could have picked this up. I didn't think it was a well-known secret.
All right. Well, it was a secret to me. I kind of gave you the benefit of the doubt there, but yeah, talk us through. Let's first go to this Ohio State Michigan game. Number one, streak alive or streak dead. I think I know what you're going to say here. And how do you see this? How do you see this game going now that Michigan? I mean, last year they didn't really have your playbook, but 2 years ago they were basically knew every single play you're going to run.
Yeah, the path for Michigan is going to be similar to last season, where they can just make this a total bloodbath, or a total rock fight, where they are basically shortening the possessions. They're going to let Tate and Smith get the ball as little as possible. They want to make this a running match where, like last season, for some reason, Ryan Day decides to run into the middle of the teeth of the Michigan defense. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's basically going to be a situation where Michigan wants to make this a sloppy game, and in that slop, that's where they kind of thrive, and Ohio State's defense this year seems to be even better than last season. They've allowed the fewest points, I think, in quite a few years, certainly the fewest amount of points per game this season. And basically, can they do enough offensively to break free of Michigan? In the past few years, it hasn't been the case, but I don't know. It's a lot to say for this Michigan defense to keep those guys under wrap 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I like this angle here. I think Ohio State wins. I think Ohio State covers. I just think they're the better team, and I think they've been all right. Not to glaze Ohio State here, but I think they really are the best team in the country. We've been talking about it all season on this show. I truly believe they are. They just have such good talent on the field. One thing I will say though is with the Heisman Trophy odds, I know you're going to make the case for saying, but like, can you see maybe a case where I think Ohio State covers, wins by more than 10.5 points against Michigan? Then Ohio State versus Indiana, I believe, is going to be 5.5 points at FanDuel right now. They'd be favored by. So if they were to win by 6 points, win by 11 points against Michigan, I don't see how Sayin doesn't win the Heisman if that's the scenario. Do you see a path where Julian Sayin doesn't win if he wins out and covers all two these last two games?
If Michigan makes it into a rock fight and yet still Ohio State wins because their defense is that good, and if defensively Ohio State's controlling the game versus Indiana, but they're really not doing much on offense, then yeah, I think that opens up the door for Love. It will be tough to me for Mendoza to win it if losing to Ohio State, if he doesn't have, if he has, say it's a shootout back and forth between him and Sayin and they're able to pull it out. I don't know. I think for Mendoza, it's really rough. I don't get the Mendoza being favored by this much. I understand, if I wasn't going to go with Sayin, I would look towards Love or Pavia or some of the other things. The tough part for them is they don't really have as many showcase games. So Sayin's going to get the game versus Michigan. Everyone's going to be watching. Then he's going to be in the Big Ten championship game. It's probably going to be, one of the most viewed games of the past few years. And that's where kind of he can separate himself. What Love and Pavia are hoping for is if Sayin looks bad in those games, even if Ohio State wins, it's going to kind of come down to I don't know, who do you want to give it to? If it goes by default, why don't we just go ahead and give it to Love, who is just a crazy special back? So to me, if it's a defensive fight the last 3 seasons, it could just be a throw your hands up in the air, and an advantage that both Love and Pavia have are, this gets pretty regional as far as guys voting for people in their conference. And there's some hope that Sayin and Mendoza might steal each other's votes. Yeah.
That could be a good, I honestly never considered that. Notre Dame tough on the schedule though. They played 10:30 PM Saturday night. So could not really in the primetime spot. Then same thing with Vanderbilt there in Pavia. They play in like that 3:30 time slot where there's a couple other games, maybe not too many important games though, but
for these Heismans, it's important to remember this is by far the dumbest, worst voting pool of any award you'll ever have. It's huge. There was quotes the year with Christian McCaffrey that they were saying, well, he plays on Stanford. I can't stay up to watch those games. So this voting pool is not a serious pool. I don't think that they're going to be staying up to watch Jeremiah Love. I think that a lot of them probably aren't watching a ton of national games. So that's what I think kind of gives another leg up to Sayin Mendoza, is that them being in these big games is like as little amount of work as they've done throughout the season. A lot of guys are actually deciding the last 2 weeks here.
Yeah, you got to get your Twitter fingers ready, especially if Julian Sayin looks good against Michigan here, because I feel like that's half the battle.
I'm trying to cut down on the propaganda here, but if there's a win versus Michigan, that goes out the window.
Yeah. All right. Great stuff here, Mr. Peanutbettor. Before you head out here, Trying to think of like something to do for Thanksgiving. I was like, should I get you to rank sides? Should I get you to rank your favorite dishes? Should I rank you the best? Like, should I get you to tell the audience what you think is the best time to leave and go smoke a joint during the holidays? But instead, I want you to tell me a couple things you're thankful for, whether within college football or outside of college football. What are you thankful for most in the sports world, or in general? Just give it to me. It's Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna ignore the bet price, that question, and instead give you my Thanksgiving hot take.
All right.
Thanksgiving is the most overrated holiday there is.
Okay.
I want to sit there and first of all, you have to talk to your just weird relatives you don't want to talk to. You talk to the ones that you want to pretty consistently already. Everyone's like, oh, you get to stuff your face and watch football. That's called a weekend for me, brother. Turkey stinks. It's a dry bird. Everyone says, well, you haven't had it right. I've had a million turkeys. They're all dry. You have to have gravy on the side because it's so dry. Mashed potatoes? Come on, what are we doing here? I think it's way overrated. The only good thing about Thanksgiving is it means that Christmas is around the corner, and that's an actual good holiday. So that's what I will say about Thanksgiving.
All right, chat saying it's a brutal take. It's going to be a tough moment for you when you realize that you are actually the weird uncle. So anyways,
Yeah.
Mike, appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. Drive safe. We'll chat soon.
See you guys.
All right, awesome stuff there. Enjoy the holidays. That was very funny stuff. He's for sure the weird uncle, though, by the way, right? Like, this guy's going to be talking about he's going to be the guy to show up, talk about prediction markets and how that's going to change all these things. And, yeah, it's pretty funny stuff there. So, anyways, appreciate you joining the show, Mr. Peanutbettor. I think that was a good little segment there. I can't believe college football's done after. Like, not done after this, but the regular season's done after. It's just – time flies when you're having fun. Chat, I've been having so much fun with college football. It means that we've been doing the show for 14 weeks, which is kind of crazy to think about. Time really does fly. Doesn't feel like 14 weeks, does it? No,
not at all.
Sorry, I know you're working a little bit behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
didn't mean to distract you there. We got Clive coming up in just a second. Also, I want to hear Jordan Mosel in the chat. Brutal take on what Mr. Peanutbettor said there. I agree. I think that was probably not the best take, but
Turkeys aren't that good.
Oh, okay. They're not that. They're not bad. Like, the whole reason why we eat a turkey is because it's big and it can feed multiple people. Like, this is coming from someone. That take is coming from someone who's never cooked a day in his life. He doesn't understand what it's like to cook a meal. Not you. Oh, not you.
I'm a great chef, buddy.
Mr. Peanutbettor definitely has not cooked for more than 4 people ever in his life. You know how hard it is to cook for people? It's not easy.
He doesn't strike me as the chef type. No.
Yeah, no chance. So, like, he's never made, like, a lasagna before. He's never made, like, I don't know. Like, he never had to make something big for a big group of people. So, I feel like that's probably part of the reason why his take is like that.
But I don't know, man. You could get hooked up with, like, 4 rotisserie chickens pre-cooked, and that'd be just as much food. It would be a lot tastier than the turkeys.
You know what? I think that's a fair take. I think,
and it would be cheaper.
Listen, I'm fortunate. My mom's a great cook, so when she's made turkeys before, it's been really good. So, anyways, before we get into things, before we bring on Clive here, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. FanDuel's putting you in control right from tip-off. That's right. You get to choose your reward. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold. That's your move. Whatever your style, you're in control. You decide what kind of bettor you are, the shot caller, the strategist, the steady hand at the line. No matter how you play, FanDuel is giving you the power to choose your reward and own your game this NBA season. Head over to FanDuel.com/forward progress to make your choice. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/John Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right. Clive coming up next here. You know him from the Sunday Reset over on Forward Progress. Regular on the show. The chat. You've seen him in the Discord. You guys have been clamoring for him in the chat. Here he is, Clive. Happy Thanksgiving. How's it going?
Happy Thanksgiving. Before we get started, I got to double down on the Peanutbettor's take. Thanksgiving is completely overrated. turkey sucks.
Okay.
Right? Like, give me an Italian Thanksgiving where and Italians cook for big crowds.
Yep.
Give me like a nice lasagna and just this big buffet of pastas and chicken parms, and I'm a happy guy. That's Thanksgiving.
Okay, you know what? I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that because it still has the spirit of Thanksgiving. Just because it's Thanksgiving, you don't need a turkey. You don't need a turkey. Like, there's still the proteins. There's still the carbs. They got everything there. It's just good.
Change the cuisine.
Yeah, maybe some rice balls. Like, you can get it going. I love that stuff. I mean, if you don't like Italian food, then there's just like something wrong with you in your.
You're also clearly not from New Jersey if you don't like Italian food. Like, I mean, I might be in this like narrow window here, and I get that.
Yeah, I think the Woodbridge people up in Canada would agree with you. Inside baseball is for the Toronto area. I don't know if many people know what or where Woodbridge is, but very, very Italian dense area. Anyways, no, I think that's a fair take. I think that's a fair. I have no pushback for that. Turkey being dry, I think that's more so. I think that's a user error.
That's a user error.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Exactly. All right. Let's get into things here. A couple team totals that you want to get into. Starting with the Friday game, which could be I've been talking about it within a couple group chats here. I've been talking about it around the Hammer Betting Network. This could be a true watershed moment for myself and for Caleb Williams because a big win here could be pretty awesome to see live on air because we have a live watch along for this Friday game. But you're going against this watershed moment. You think that this isn't happening. You like the Bears team total under 18.5 at -108 at FanDuel right now. What about this do you like?
Well, so it's a couple things, right? Like, and I think I talked about this or spoke about this either last week or 2 weeks ago. So much of, I think, what helps the Bears in terms of getting points is their ability to generate turnovers. Eagles are not a team that turn the ball over a lot. I think there's a good chance of some not horrible weather, but not great, windy, cold Philly weather too. I just think both of these teams are going to hope to control the ball, move the sticks. Where I do have some concerns is Eagles injuries in the secondary. But I just don't expect the Bears to get a ton of explosives. I think Caleb's going to get pressured, and I just think they've been running over expectations when it comes to points. Now, does that mean I think the Eagles are necessarily going to win by margin? No. It's just of all of the phases of the game, I think the most likely occurrence is the Bears low scoring.
Yeah, I think the way that this game shapes up as well is a low-scoring game, which makes that like big number of 7 seem a little bit scary here. Totals at 44.5 for this game. Under 18.5 is what you like for the Chicago Bears. The only pushback I have is that Ben Johnson's just been able to create so much, and it's obviously like slightly a function of the teams that they've been playing. They haven't really faced too many strong defenses. The toughest defense they probably played was the Minnesota Vikings. They only put up 19 points, or maybe 20 points, I think it was, against them. But Ben Johnson... 19, yeah, but Ben Johnson has been able to scheme up and create explosives for this offense. It's just been on kind of Caleb to be on time and hit those throws. So, yeah, the weather.
And the other piece of that, too, is, I mean, so the Bears aren't an incredibly great red zone offense or strong fourth down conversion team, too, which also plays into the Eagles' strengths as well. So even if they move the ball, I don't know that it's going to be leading to a lot of touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think those are all, fair points. I somewhat in agreement with you, but I would push back, just cause I think that I'm still high, like relatively.
Take the Caleb goggles off and, the Ben Johnson. I love Ben Johnson, by the way. Still love the hire. It's not about that. This is just me trying to be as objective as possible.
Of course. But if it is windy, I think it will have less of an effect that people think. Because I think Caleb Williams' arm strength is fine. It depends how windy it is, obviously. But yeah, we'll see how the weather affects things there. But regardless, it'll be a fun game either way. And guess what? You get to tune in live and watch me sweat, watch everyone else sweat this game. Because I'll definitely be on the Bears +7 for sure. So we'll see how that's going to go. Anyways, let's move on to the next game you have. Which you want to talk about the Washington team total. Denver taking on Washington at home here. Team total is at 18.5 as well. You like the under at -104 over at FanDuel. Talk us through this one.
There's not a ton, I think, for me to talk about. It's a lot of, me just trusting Denver defense and being low on Mariota. I mean, when I've looked through Mariota's career games too, against teams that generate pressure and really strong offenses, his offenses that he leads don't put up a lot of points.
Mhm.
And he hasn't put up a lot of points just in general, even since he's been at Washington, unless he's been against really, bad, porous defenses. So, like, when he has, it's been against Carolina and Dallas last year. This year, good game against the Raiders. Recently, Miami, Kansas City, low in terms of points. And I don't think Denver's going to get into a game state where it's going to be so far. They build up so big of a lead that it's just going to be, all right, well, Mariota can then play into prevent style defenses. So it's really just a function of that. I actually don't mind the look also of just a total game, full game under, but for a team total, I do kind of like this.
Yeah, under 18.5 again, minus 104. Over at FanDuel, total at the game as well, like you mentioned, 43.5, minus 110 at FanDuel. Two low score, not low scoring teams, but two offenses that are very uninspiring, we'll call them.
Correct.
Let's move on to the last game you like here, and you're looking at the Rams and Cardinals game. Rams 8.5 point favorites, totals at 47.5. You're going for a Rams team total, and you want the over of 27.5 on their team total minus 104. Talk us through this one.
Yeah. So Rams Panthers.
Rams Panthers.
That's right. I'm just thinking from the perspective of, and apologies to Dr. Eric Eager. I think the 49ers left a lot of points on the board this week, just by Purdy being a little sloppy. I don't necessarily see that happening with the Rams, and I can just see them absolutely stepping on their throat. I did look at the spread in this game, and I just liked this look as a team total more, as well as not liking the over, because I'm just not sure if the Panthers get themselves in a position to bring up their part of the over. I could see people making the case too for a team total under for Carolina. This was just, I think, of the phases I could look at, my favorite look. But I mean, the Rams have looked so good. And when the Panthers face dynamic offenses, they have struggled and let up a lot of points.
Yeah, and also Panthers lost a couple players on defense there. Haven't really checked through the injury reports. We're not really going to get much update until obviously later today, but it could be a big factor there, like losing a bunch of linebackers, a corner. Like, not really sure if you have any updates there, but yeah.
I don't, and I'm taking this early with the idea that even if they have a good injury report, I'm still okay with it.
Yeah, I think that's a good angle to look at things here. This Rams team is just really, really good, and the market is pricing them as really, really good. So, team total over 27.5, minus 104. You can get that over at FanDuel. All right, Clive, that wraps up our segment here. Any thoughts coming up for this Thursday slate and Thursday and Friday slate of football games? I know we kind of already talked the Bears game a little bit, so maybe we'll just stick to this Thursday game. And any strong opinions you have here for the slate?
So I still do on the Chiefs-Cowboys game, and I know we have a stream later today to talk about Thanksgiving picks, so I don't want to spoil that necessarily. I'm interested in the Green Bay Lions game in the sense that I think both teams have been a little bit inconsistent, especially Green Bay on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm really just not sure what to make of either of these two teams. I kind of feel like the NFC North is really up for grabs. It's an interesting game. I do think, and we've talked about this in our little group chat, I do think the Packers really do need Jaden Reed back.
Yep.
This is just going to be a very interesting game. Like, I don't have a strong take on it. I may look at some props here or there for Thursday because other than the Chiefs Cowboys game, I don't think I have any other action. I don't have a good look available for the Ravens Bengals game. So it might just be Packers Lions and a couple of props to keep the game a little more interesting. What about you?
I don't want to share too much here because I also want to save it for tonight's stream. I will say again, I know I kind of cheated here, but everything Bears. Love everything Bears. For my heart, for my wallet, I think I'm just going to be a lot on the Bears here. I just think
Eagles taking a little bit of money right now over the last hour or so.
it's a great sign for me, I guess. It's just it's more so of an Eagles fade than a Bears back, if that makes any sense here. Because
it does.
I don't really like. Their offense just doesn't feel very inspiring, and I think in terms of coordinators and like play calling, I think Ben Johnson can outshine a really strong Eagles defense. So yeah,
I don't know, man. Fangio's a pretty good game planner.
Yes.
Fangio revenge game angle. They didn't hire him to be head coach. I mean, there's some stuff in there.
Yeah. Honestly, maybe I got to look back at how Ben Johnson lines up against Fangio in terms of historics. I'm not sure I'll find anything there, but yeah, I just think I'm just love Ben Johnson and a fade of the Eagles offense more so.
It's hard to trust the Eagles to win by margin. It's completely fair.
It really is. We'll see how things. Also, like Dennis Allen, I feel like is not. Listen, their defense has been getting so much like luck with turnovers, but I feel like he deserves maybe like a little bit more credit for how well this defense has played outside of the turnovers, including the factor of like having how many like bodies they've lost throughout the year.
Agree. And if that team was healthy with the defense, I'd feel a lot differently about the Bears and their prospects going forward.
Yeah.
In terms of even just like a playoff run.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a couple cornerbacks back this week, so we'll see how that pans out for them. Clive, appreciate you joining the show. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your day tomorrow. I'll see you later tonight on the Thanksgiving extravaganza on Forward Progress. Talk soon, Clive. See ya.
Later.
Awesome. Great stuff there. A quick reminder again from us here at the Hammer Betting Network tonight. If you want to get a breakdown of all the Thursday games, Friday games, a little extravaganza going on, tune into Forward Progress live, 5 p.m. Eastern time. George, Austin, Rob, they really did Rob dirty with that forehead in that picture. Eh? Holy smokes. My gosh. It's not that. I've seen it in person. It's not that big. Like, that is just... Anyways. Oh, man. All right. Anyways, yeah, sorry. Circles Off also live, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Good interview.
Great interview. 2-hour one. 2-hour one. With who is it with again? Calvin and...
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say.
It's all right. If you're here, you get a little half spoiler.
It's going live in 20 minutes anyways.
Yeah,
right?
it's fine.
So, after we log off from the show here, you're going to want to...
I'll put the link in the chat right at 1.
Sounds good. All right. Now's the time that you guys have been waiting for. Edgework Overtime starts right now.
Not quite, because they aren't here yet.
Not quite. Okay, that's fine. I'm curious in the chat, before we get into things, why don't you guys write down what you're thankful for? Before we log out today, before we close out the show, I wrote down a couple things that I'm thankful for, and I'm going to go through that list. Jacob, I don't know if you have anything prepared for what you're thankful for. I know it's not really Thanksgiving.
I'm thankful that we have a little bit of time off tomorrow. It's been fucking hell the last 3 days.
Yeah, you've been super busy, and yeah, with the move and everything, I can't imagine the stress that has
Shit
been
happens.
compiled. Wee. There's the noise for Edgework Overtime.
Not yet.
People have been asking for it. I do want to remind you guys about one thing before we bring on those guys. Did you know we have a newsletter? I don't know if you guys are aware of this. We have a newsletter. It comes out 3 times a week. It's incredible. Monday, you can get the latest injury reports, takeaways in the NFL, and early leans plus NHL thoughts from the guy who's going to come on and join the show, Alex Moretto. Wednesdays, you get the first practice reports for every single team, plus BetStamp gives out a plus EV prop and so much more. And then finally, we close out the week with Kirk's Hammer on Friday. Usually writes about things he's observed as a bettor, things in the industry, and things that have helped him get better as a bettor. You can subscribe right now over at thehammer.bet and never miss a single newsletter. All right. Got a good solid slate of NHL games here today. Shout out to the schedule makers. How many games do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I think we have like 12 games here.
We've got Alex if you want to bring him up.
Yeah, we got Alex. All right. Let's bring him up. We're waiting on So Money. Alex, how's it going?
What's going on? We got 15 games, actually.
15 games. Wow.
15 games.
That
15 games today, none tomorrow. 15 games on Friday.
I don't hate
on
that.
Schedule.
I don't hate that because
No, honestly, this is the one time I'm not going to complain. I don't want to deal with like 10 games on Thursday when the NFL is also going on and it's chaos. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the right way to go about things. So good kudos to the schedule makers. That's another thing I'm thankful for, is that slowly the NHL schedule makers are I haven't wrote down my list. I've wrote down in my head. I have it written down here. No one's heard it yet though. But yeah, one thing I'm thankful for is the schedule makers improving in the NHL, which I really do appreciate, even though they have a long way.
Kind of curious about this list. You have a big list of things you're thankful for?
Just sports related stuff. Not that big.
Okay. Fair enough.
Do you want me to give you a random one off I'll give you one off the list right now.
I would love it.
Hockey players named Connor. Bracket McDavid and Bedard.
Does last name count? Kyle Connor or what?
Sure, we can throw Kyle Connor in there as well, but he's American. I was thinking more so, they're gonna be fun to watch for Canada. That's the only stake I get in the Connors right now, and the fact that I get to watch
Connor
them.
Clifton.
Yeah. Another one. What are some other good Connors? Oh, Conor McGregor, but he doesn't play hockey. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to remove that from the list now because the chat knows. What are you thankful for? What are you excited for this Thanksgiving? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving like I do, even though you're Canadian? Or Canadian?
I mean, like, if you mean celebrate, I mean, like, do I watch football on Thursday all day? Yes, 100%. I love the Black Friday games as well. So I celebrate in that fashion. I don't like make any sort of like Thanksgiving type, like I don't change my, you know what I mean? Like I don't change my food intake. Okay. I'm not going to like start like trying to make like a ham or like a turkey or something like that, or like, a little bird. I just watch football. That's it. And it's become a little bit harder to actually do it properly. Like it used to be like could block the whole day off and it was easy. Now it's like 4:00 games on. It's like, I got to pick up the kid from daycare. And then like he's running around and it's like, you can't like lock in as much. So that's tough. But I'll be locked in for the night game and the 1:00 game for sure. We got the watch along going tomorrow night. I'll be on there with George, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, should be a great game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to watch it because I do Thanksgiving. It's like a Friendsgiving for me. I hang out with my friends and kind of we all take the day off and enjoy the day. That's
also why I'm looking forward to the watch along on Thursday.
Yeah, I will say the Friday one I will be incredibly obnoxious depending on the game state, we'll call it. Is So Money coming on today? Does he know that he's on?
He knows. We'll see.
All right.
It was scheduled for 12:45, and it's 2 minutes to that.
All right,
to be fair.
Well, okay. I guess before we start, then I'll just ask you how you're feeling about, because I feel like I have to ask you this every week. Schaefer's now moved to -240 as the Calder Trophy favorite. You slowly starting to lose hope here, or are you still adding them?
I'm not adding. Definitely not adding. I'm done adding anything. I'm losing a little bit of hope. I'm still I'm not like this is over. It's Schaefer's. There's still a lot of hockey left. We're like not even an American Thanksgiving here, right? It's like a third of the season, not even a third of the season. I think there's still strong potential that Schaefer tails off, and like to an extent, at least like the point production tails off. But he is. He's the best rookie the league. I don't even know. I was going to say in like a long time, but like actually celebrating last year was incredible too. So he didn't win, obviously. He got hurt. So like, hey, maybe Schaefer gets hurt for a little bit. He was hurt for a lot of last year. Would I be opposed to a Schaefer injury to help get Demidov home? Absolutely not. I'm here for it. Nothing serious, nothing major. We're not trying to put that on him, but like, maybe like a little muscle strain, misses 4 to 6 weeks,
appendicitis
in the driver's seat. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Everything's good for him long term. He can just rest up his young body and come back 2 months from now healthy as ever. So I'd be good with that.
All right, Charles Saul in the chat saying dead Medov instead of Demidov. So that was a good one there. One more thing before we get into the games, because if somebody doesn't come after this, we'll just dive right into things. How do you feel about your future franchise quarterback, Max Brosmer?
I don't want to talk about football or the Vikings.
Okay. Can I quickly Can I quickly say something, though? It was the most obvious thing that J.J. McCarthy wasn't going to be good. He literally had the opponent's playbooks and knew what play was going to be ran by the other team when he would play in Michigan. So obviously he would look good. If he can't identify a defense, how is he ever going to succeed in the NFL? He needs the playbook to be given to him, what the other team is doing every given play to be given to him for him to be a good quarterback. It was like the most obvious thing in hindsight.
He's still won at every level, and he still has to make throws. I will say this. So this is my hot take. I'll give you one hot take. I do not think the Vikings should give up on J.J. McCarthy. I think he looks really bad right now, and he's very raw, but I think he has a lot of tools. He just needs a lot of coaching. I think he does have a lot of tools. He has to learn how to not hold on to the ball so long. He has to learn how to trust his progressions. He has to learn get the footwork down, and but he makes some throws where you're like, wow. Like a lot of guys struggle to make those throws. And so he has the arm ability. He just needs a lot of coaching, and he's very raw that I think it's unlikely that he ever becomes something, but I don't think it makes sense to just give up on him after a small sample. Why not run with him the rest of the season? And unless you can for sure draft someone good, there's talk about Daniel Jones maybe coming, why? I don't understand. Stop with these retreads. If you're going to be serious, draft another quarterback. That's it. Just keep drafting quarterbacks until you get someone. And until that happens, stop signing these veterans, these overpriced guys that are never going to they're always going to come with a ceiling or a cap on how long you're going to be competitive for. So I want to see them draft another guy. And if you're not going to draft someone, just just run JJ out there for another season. And if JJ's so bad again next year, then you have your answer and you get another really high pick where you'll have a much better QB class the year after to try and draft someone. So that's the kind of path I want them to take here.
All right. Unfortunately, I think you might be waiting another year and then gonna have to draft a quarterback, just from the way that I see JJ McCarthy play. But anyways, let's get into some hockey here. So money's in, ready to go. Another thing I'm thankful for: So Money's great hair. Always a pleasure seeing him come on. Look at that. It just looks fantastic. All right. Let's start with things. So many. I'll let you lead. Let's start with the Rangers and the Hurricanes game. Carolina minus 194 on the money line. Total is at 5.5, juice towards the over. What do you like here, So Money?
I played the under here. I think that the Rangers are still an under team. Carolina wants to play better defensively too. So I think that at a total of 6, it's one of those situations where I don't think that that both these teams want to be playing at the kind of game that you're required to play to hit an over 6. So I played the under here, like it down to minus 120 actually. So we still got some room to go here.
All right. Under 6, minus 120 is what you're looking at in this game. Minus 115 right now at FanDuel. Alex, you like this one as well?
No, I'm not. I definitely don't oppose it. I think that's a solid look. I didn't bet it. I kind of wanted to bet the Rangers, just with this being a bit of a tough spot for Carolina coming back from the road trip. I still don't hate what we've seen from this New York team. I think they're better than their record. Just not enough meat on the bone right now. If we can get a better number, more Carolina money comes in, which is often the case in pretty much every Canes game, and we can get a better price here on the Rangers, then I'll be maybe inclined to step in here. But I didn't bet anything otherwise.
All right, let's flip over to the Washington-Winnipeg Jets game. Right now at FanDuel, Washington minus 152, favorites at home. Total 6.5, juiced under minus 114. Alex, I'll let you lead.
Yeah, sorry, my back is destroyed today. Winnipeg, Washington. Looking at prices now, it's kind of run quite a bit. I think there's still some minus 105 over 6.5, which maybe a smaller play. Still bet it for a smaller play. I would have wanted some plus money or the 6s that were around earlier. I bet this over twice actually. I bet it this morning, and then I bet it again on the Lindgren confirmation. So look, it's nothing against Comrie. I don't think Comrie is necessarily a bad goalie, and I was hoping we'd get a bigger overreaction in terms of Comrie starts, but that hasn't fully been the case. I just think that Winnipeg's playing better. They're generating a lot more right now offensively. Doesn't sound like Neil Pionk's going to play again. Big blow to them defensively. Washington has sneakily played some pretty high event games. Offensively, they're generating quite a bit. Like, I think there's potential for a lot of goals in this one. Getting the lingering confirmation was just gravy. That's a big downgrade from Thompson. So I like goals here. And I like Winnipeg a little bit as well. Smaller bet on Winnipeg that I think they're a little bit underrated. Like, what's this number with Hellebuck in there? I think it's far off from what we're at now, especially after we got the lingering confirmation. But I think that's where I think we've seen too much of an adjustment for Comrie, more so on the side than we did for the total here. So like the over quite a bit, and smaller play on Winnipeg. Now the numbers run a bit, but the plus 130s I think are good.
All right, goals and Winnipeg. So Money, I saw you in the back. You were nodding your head. It sounds like you like this as well.
Yeah, but I just like it in the opposite way. I like the total a bit, and I like the Jets quite a bit. So
Okay.
I did bet the Jets. Again, like I come in lower on Washington. I get it, but I think that the Jets are bottoming out now in terms of market sentiment. We were ahead of this a few weeks ago. I think that Alex was leading the charge, saying that the Jets are just not that good, and he was right. They weren't playing well. They started getting results that weren't going their way, and now they're at a situation where I think that the market has kind of caught up on that, and they've bottomed out here. So I do, in that situation, do like the Jets. And Alex touched on the downgrade in goal with Washington, and we've also talked about that. Comrie is not. Comrie shouldn't be downgraded that much either. So I think that it all bodes well for the Jets. Hopefully, we get our result now.
All right. You like the Jets here. Let's move on and talk Bruins and Islanders. Islanders minus 162 against this Bruins team. Total is at the 6, minus 118 towards the under on FanDuel. So Money, I'll let you lead this one. Talk us through this game.
Yeah, this was a little tough one. I've got nothing here, and I didn't spend too much time on it either. There's 100 college basketball games, like 50 NBA games, the rest of the NHL card. I wasn't going to get too bogged down with this game in the sense that I think the Islanders are inflated, but Boston is not a team that I want to be necessarily betting right now, even at this number. And yeah, I might have been too low on the Islanders coming in. I think that they're one of those gutsy teams that are that wasn't expected much, but they may just find their way into the playoffs. So yeah, I'm not gonna be betting on this game.
All right, let's passing this game. Alex, you want to pass this one as well and get into the next one?
Yeah, I do. I will say that Boston getting Lindholm back is big, and they're going to start to get a couple other guys back here soon. So like maybe less desire to just rush to fade them like I wanted to do before. And the Peugeot injury is kind of a blow to this Islanders team as well. He'd been playing really well. So two kind of like under the radar things that I think do matter a little bit here. Yeah, but I have nothing on this game.
All right, let's move along then. Let's get into Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Pick 'em, minus 110, both sides on FanDuel. Totals at 6.5, juiced under minus 118. Alex, we'll start with you. You like this game?
I bet an under here. I bet the under 6.5. There's just look at what price I got. What prices are available? I bet it at minus 110, and looks like there's a lot of minus. There's some minus 110. There's minus 115, minus 112. Pretty much all of those are good. It's not something I've been playing much of lately, but maybe something a little bit new for me here. Sabres and Pens unders. I think this has a lot to do with the fact that, just Sabres getting healthy are playing just better hockey overall, which I think is going to translate to a better defensive game, because that's kind of what they where their strength is still. and Pittsburgh games just for a while now have been trending towards becoming more low event. Like they're not generating like what they were before. They're not playing like the same sort of pond hockey style they were. You got Jari back tonight. Sabres have been getting some good goaltending from Luukkonen, who's a guy I've been kind of high on for a while, who was obviously injured to start this year, came back, was a little bit rough, and now he seems to have settled into a groove, coming off a really, really good start against Carolina. So I think he's kind of found his game a little bit, and with Jari back as well, I think this number's too high. I think we should maybe see something more in the 6 range, juiced over, which we are not right now. So I bet under 6.5 here.
All right, under 6.5 -118 at FanDuel. So money. You like the goals in this one?
I do. I completely agree here. I think that Pittsburgh, you look at their charts through the last few games here, they have they're still giving up high danger chances, but for the most part, they've really shut it down defensively. And I think that is what their identity is, and I think that's the way that they want and need to be playing. And Buffalo, you have those you have that 6-goal game that they gave up against Calgary. But I mean, that was some horrific goaltending in that game too. So I'm not going to, with the way that Buffalo is playing, I'm not going to punish them too much for a bad goaltending effort from Ellis. So UPL back in net. He's been playing well, as Alex mentioned. So yeah, I'm fully in agreement. Whatever you want to say. I do agree with the under here.
Both are in the English dictionary, so whatever you pick is up to you.
It's a tricky language.
St. Louis Blues taking on the Devils. Devils -137 here at home. Totals at 5.5, -110 both sides. So, Money, I'll let you lead. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, so another tough one. I do like the Blues here in terms of the number, but I don't really want to bet them. Yeah. So if the Blues, if we get a little bit higher on the Blues, then I'll be forced to bet it. I think that if they get into the high plus 120s, I'll bet them. But right now, I still need a little bit more. New Jersey. So I bet on Detroit against New Jersey the other night. And I was unlucky not to win that game. I thought that that Jersey didn't look that good, and before that they had lost 3 straight. Although they did play a lot better against Florida. Overall, I don't think Jersey's play is up to par right now, and as bad as St. Louis can look sometimes, I think that this number is it's just too high for the way that New Jersey is playing. I do need a little bit higher though before I can pull the trigger.
All right, we're gonna hold off on this one. Alex, I'll let you go on this. Do you agree with So Money here? Are you in agreement with what he's saying here about New Jersey?
Yeah, I am. It's funny how, like, with the Blues, how far the pendulum has swung, where early in the year was a team I wanted to bet on, and we just couldn't because they were so overvalued by the market. And now they're a team I have no interest in really betting on, but like the numbers show that there's actually value on them. So like we've kind of come, full circle here or whatever. But yeah, I do think the Blues are the way to go in this game. It's hard to see the Devils are just not playing good hockey. It's just ugly. Obviously, guys have been in and out of the lineup, so it's been hard for them to find some consistency and no Jack Hughes. So it's tough. It's a tough situation, but like they're not playing well. They look, disjointed. Nothing is quite going right for them. I have like a small lean to an over here as well, just because the Devils have been a funnel defensively. But like again, I just don't trust the Blues really. And the Devils are kind of erratic night to night. So with 15 games, I just figure there are better things to do than bet on this one. So I passed here.
All right, gonna pass on that one. Double pass here. Kind of sitting patiently waiting. Maybe we'll get the right number we need. Doesn't sound like it though. Let's talk Flyers and Panthers. Panthers right now -176 on the money line at home. Totals at 5.5 at FanDuel. Lower total -110 both sides. Alex, I'll let you lead.
Yeah, I mean, like, Panthers unders have been taking a ton of money, which is fair. Like, I get it to an extent, but like they're not like just a dead under team right now because they are generating a lot right now. Like their offense is really rolling, and the Flyers have just been a lot more high event than we're used to seeing from them. They're kind of I mean, not necessarily back and forth games, but like defensively they've been a little bit leaky. Their offense has been decent. I don't love it right now, but like I don't know, it's one of those spots where if like Florida unders, they take more money again, and we're sitting there at one point looking at like plus money on the over 5.5, I think I would definitely bet it. But like for now, I'm a little bit trigger shy on this one, and I maybe after playing the over in the Philly Tampa game the other night and getting nowhere close to bringing that one home, that it's kind of scared me off of this one. So I do like it if we get a better number at one point, but for now I haven't bet anything.
All right, waiting for a better number. Same thing as last game here. So money will throw to you. Still waiting for a better number. Is there something you like in this game?
I doubt I'll get anything that I like in this game. Florida, this is you got to be careful with Florida in games like this season, because if they are motivated, they should win. But a team like the Flyers, they can be a pesky team, and if Florida is not up for it, then I think the Flyers can possibly steal one. That being said, if I'm sitting here waiting on a team to possibly steal one based on the motivation of their opponent, I need way more than a plus 150 or 155 in order for me to speculate on that. So, it's not going to get there, and I will be passing on this game.
All right, passing on this game. Let's move on to another game then. Predators taking on the Red Wings. Predators, Red Wings, minus 154 here on the money line. Totals at 6. Juice towards the under, minus 112. So money, I'll get to you first. Let's talk through this one for us.
Well, we know we love the Red Wings around these parts, but look at that number though, right? Like I know Nashville sucks, but do they suck this much? So I will end up passing. Nashville's also like there's some narrative here and some subjectivity as well, but Nashville coming off that game and like the way that they were called out and all that stuff, that could play into the game. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where if I'm going to speculate on something subjectively, then I need a much, much better number in order for me to kind of put my money where my opinion would be. So in that case, I like Detroit as a team. I think that Detroit's much better. I think Nashville could bring us something a little extra to this game, but it's just not bettable at this point for me.
Yeah, Nashville feels to be like one of the worst teams in the NHL throughout this first third-ish of the season here, and we are all Red Wings. Sounds like way better than we are all Predators. Alex, you like what So Money's saying here? You agree with him on the Red Wings in that you like them, but numbers not quite there for you.
Yeah, I don't like this Nashville team, but I mean we're pretty. Look where the market closed the other night against Florida, right? Like Florida minus 124 on the road, and now we're a Wings team that's obviously just not as good as this Florida team. That's I know at home here it's a different situation, but like. It's just too big of a number. I'm definitely not looking to bet the Preds though. It's funny, Trott's calling out this team, yet like I'm sitting there as a fan. I'm like, what about you, man? I'd be so pissed off at Trott's or like the trade. How about you? Like, how about the things you've done over the years? You traded away Askarov for like, got nothing really from him. You traded away Wedgwood for a Noonan. Like you traded away Cody Glass for free paid to get rid of Cody Glass. He traded Carey into the Habs for Barron, who can't even stick in the NHL. Like he's made so many bad decisions as signed Marchessault, signed Stamkos to these like bloated contracts for these aging veterans. It's been a terrible, terrible job for him as GM, and he's calling out his players for the shit roster he's put together. It's pretty ironic.
Yeah. Like both of those signings were never good at the time. And it was like, that felt like one of those very few like off-season litmus tests where you could tell who didn't really know much about hockey when they were really coming in really high on the Predators. After that offseason where it was like, anyways. All right, let's move on to the next game here. Reluctantly, KP Caps Raven in the chat saying I'm forgetting about the Leafs. No, I'm not forgetting about the Leafs. They're up next. Leafs, Blue Jackets, pick 'em. just feels gross. I mean, like some of the sharper books out there have Blue Jackets as like minus 117 favorites, minus 108 favorites, which is, again, shaking my head at. Totals at 6.5 now. We've sworn off the Leafs in the past couple weeks as no longer betting their unders. Totals come up and kind of reflected that now. I'm wondering if you guys are maybe coming back around to that. Alex, I'll let you lead. Talk about your favorite team here, the Leafs.
So no one click anything yet. I did bet an under in this game when the Marchenko and Werenski news was confirmed. And then we got the news that Nyes and Matthews were in. So I tried to get rid of that under as best I could. And I bet the Leafs instead. So I am on the Leafs here. Wow. It's ugly. I hate it. But I bet the Leafs to minus 110, I think is fine. There's still some pretty cheaper numbers out there. Look, they're getting some guys back. They're getting healthy. This is going to be a big test for this team where they obviously were struggling recently with the injuries, but like they were also battling a little bit and like showing something before that Montreal game where they obviously just got kind of caved in on Saturday. I think like eventually just a lack of talent just catches up with you, but like they were battling and like they're younger guys and their call-ups were showing something and, they were showing some fight. Now you get some of the big guns back in the lineup. If that fight just kind of disappears, then you have some bigger questions to ask of this group, right? If they get these guys back now and they're able to be like, all right, we're back. We're in a terrible spot in the standings. This is the time we need to go on a run. We'll see if they're capable of doing that. Obviously, price-wise, I think it's good here, but also just the fact that like Marchenko is out is significant for me because he is an engine for this team up front. You talk about like guys who are like most important to their teams or like most valuable players. And he's not a guy who will ever really be talked about. And obviously Werenski's incredible, but like Marchenko for this forward group is massive. He is, like I said, he is an engine for them. So not having him is a huge blow for them here. And I don't think it's being accounted for quite enough, especially with the Leafs getting their guys back. I think the market's struggling to kind of capture both of these things, just given what we've seen from Toronto so far and the kind of lack of sample size we have for Columbus with Marchenko out of the lineup. So I think for those reasons, we are getting a bit of a discount right now on the Leafs. Yeah,
true play driver on offense, Marchenko is. It's like tough. It's funny because I was talking with some friends about this in a group chat the other day about how Marchenko is really underappreciated in terms of just like just no one talks about him. Just doesn't feel like maybe he gets just like zero media coverage. Could be because he's in Columbus, but yeah. So money, I'll throw to you on this one. Do you also like our Leafs here?
Oh. Yeah, kind of. But I didn't bet this game, and I don't think I will. I think the Leafs are the right side based on based on the personnel news that came out this morning. But that being said, I still need to see something from them, even with the guys in. So now, truth be told, I did miss the plus money, so that's on me, right? And now I can't go back in and bet the Leafs now, even though I think they're the right side. In order for me to bet into something that in this situation that I want to see more from the Leafs, I need that plus money, and I'm not going to get it. So I'll pass on this game. But I'll cheer for Alex here. In terms of the total, yeah, I think you're right when you talk about Marchenko, and we got the right goaltending matchup. I think that Columbus will probably struggle to generate much, even though it is against the Leafs. Yeah, so I'll be passing here as well.
All right, passing here, deciding not to ride with myself and Alex on the Leafers. Hopefully you join us in next time, So Money. Let's talk Flames and Lightning. Lightning minus 192 on the money line here. Totals at 5.5. Juice towards over minus 120 at FanDuel. So Money, I'll let you lead.
Yeah, I do like the over here. I think that Flames games are starting to pick up in terms of the chance generation was always there. The pace was always there. But now we're seeing the scoring starting to come through in Flames games. I do like the over here. Even the game that went under, the 3-2 Dallas game, I thought that was that probably should have gone over as well. So we're seeing Flames team tick up in their totals. In terms of Tampa Bay, yeah, I as good as Tampa Bay is. Sorry, what's happening here in the Buffalo Pittsburgh game? I'm seeing it light up here.
Pittsburgh taking
Oh, it
money.
is lighting up.
Looks like, yeah, Pittsburgh taking a lot
Of
money.
money.
Minus 118 out
Trying
to
to
like
get to the
minus
bottom of this.
127. Yeah. Figuring this
Yeah,
out live on air.
Yeah, that's something. That's a choice to take it to that number. Yeah, but yeah, in terms of Tampa Bay, we know they can score, and we know that they can play well defensively. It's just that at 5.5, I think that the edge here doesn't come from the expectation from Tampa Bay. It comes from what's happening currently with Calgary, and at 5.5, with the Flames games kind of increasing in their goal production, that's where I bet the over in this game. Sorry, I'm just seeing all the prices here pop up.
Well, give your opinion. What do you feel like it should be at?
It's too far right now.
Too
So
far?
I think it was fine where it was.
Yeah.
Was there news that we missed, or like?
No, I just looked. There's no news. Unless I'm like behind on my beat reporter list. There wouldn't be news at this time anyways. It's such a random time for there to be news for an East Coast game.
Yeah,
Skates are all done.
There's someone betting into the market right now. It's fine. We'll have to see how far this goes here. It's
crazy market timing. Yeah, maybe we'll have a live Buffalo play later on. We'll see.
All right. Talk through Calgary, Tampa Bay. Let's talk Wild and Blackhawks. Wild, slight favorites on the road here in Chicago, minus 137 on the money line. Totals at 5.5, minus 118. So money will throw to you?
Tough one because we love the Hawks, but the Wild are.
You love the Hawks.
Yeah, the Wild are hot right now, and Chicago, their play has dipped a little bit here too. So I'm more inclined to bet Minnesota here. I just think that in the mid minus 130s on the road, I think we're fine where we are. If that dips a little bit, then you'll see me on the Wild. In order for me to bet the Wild, I would need a mid minus 120, like minus 125 or so. Unfortunately or fortunately, because I don't know if I would have liked to be on this, but I did miss the number on the under, and at 5.5, I'm not going to bet the under on these teams. So I will pass on the total, and I lean towards Minnesota, but I can't bet it until I get a minus 125-ish.
All right. Waiting for a 125 on the total. Alex, what do you like here?
So there's a group that's just coming in and betting some sides right now is what I think is happening. Because the Canes just took a bunch of money as well,
yes.
At least at one spot. And so I just, while So Money was talking there, I just went and bet the Rangers plus 173. I think that's good. So I'll add that one as well. But in terms of this game, I'm not as high as on the Blackhawks. What I do think what I do feel strongly about, I guess I should say, with the Blackhawks is that they are not very good offensively. They're still really, really struggling to generate every single night. The Wild are not overwhelming anyone offensively. I mean, especially against like not so great teams, they've still struggled, and they've been really good defensively in those spots. So like, yeah, I mean, Gus is awesome. Spencer Knight has been fantastic. We talked about that. Now, like So Money said, we have drifted to 5.5, barely plus money here at the 5.5. It is tougher. I still like it conceptually. I liked it a lot more at the 6s that were around earlier, which I bet kind of tougher now. There is 6 minus 125 available. I still don't hate 5.5 plus money for a smaller play though. I just think these teams are such under teams right now with what the Blackhawks are generating offensively and how they're getting great elite goaltending when Knight's in net, and then Wild's kind of similar right now. So I I still like an under quite a bit here. Just less so at the prices that are available right now.
All right, 4 games remaining here. Quick reminder to the chat: smash the like button, because if we hit 100 likes, So Money and Alex have agreed to eat a spicy chip alongside me. We need 100 likes on this video and the next video. This is going to happen, by the way, if this does happen. Don't shake your head. We've agreed to it. So, and let's make the cutoff the Monday show. So, like, up until
I just
Monday.
unliked it.
All right, well, chat, you know what to do. We have one more like to get. Tell your friends.
Lucas Dostal is out tonight and day-to-day with an upper body injury. That just came out from the Ducks Twitter literally 20 seconds ago.
Let's talk about this game then. Go. I'll let you guys go.
Yeah. So I bet the over.
Okay.
I bet it earlier. I think that we just 7 is fine. We're gonna get it's gonna go into the 7s right now. That's cool. Canucks. I've got a lot of thoughts. But for this game, I do like the over here. I bet it before the Dostal news and we're gonna get Tolopilo at net for the Canucks. Who? Yeah, Tolopilo. So he's gonna be in net, and Canucks are a mess. They can't play defense. They're scoring. Ducks are gonna be fine playing this style, as we know. So I think that the over is good here.
All right, over's good here. 6.5, 140 at FanDuel. Taking money right now, so if you want to get in, you want to get in right now because of that news. Alex, you like the over as well. Crazy seeing us. Like, how often do we see 7s on an over? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I bet it earlier, and I just bet it again right now. So I was gonna come on here and say I don't know that I can still advocate for it at the prices it was at, but now that we're not getting Dostal, we're getting like Tolopilo and however you say his name, and Mrazek. I feel a lot better about the current number, so I just added to it. I talked about Canucks overs. Like, I really like Canucks overs. They cannot play defense at all. They still have pretty strong finishing up front, even though they're not necessarily generating a ton, but their games are just kind of all over the place. The Ducks are very, very content as a young team to play that way. They'll have no problem getting into a back and forth game here where I think we're going to see some pretty rough goaltending. Should be a lot of goals in this one.
All right, a lot of goals in this one. Couple more games left. Let's go to Sharks and Avs. Avs, like, heavy favorites at home. Makes sense. Best team in the league against the Sharks, who are one of the worst teams in the league, but fun to watch regardless. Totals at 6, juiced over -120. Alex, I'll let you lead with this one.
Sharks, you said?
Sharks, Avs, yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking. I was
just clicking away. It's all good.
We're gonna take. I was wondering if the Canucks were gonna take a bunch of money and then maybe you could like fade it, because even with Dostal not starting, I still have no interest in betting this Canucks team, but it doesn't look like the market really does either.
No.
Avs are gonna roll. They should roll if they want to in this spot. I think there's been an adjustment on the totals. I bet Avs unders on Saturday and Sunday. We were getting some 6.5s at points. We're not getting that now. We're getting 6. If 6.5 does flash, I'd be interested in an under. But Sharks are getting good goaltending, right? So that's the one thing you can kind of hang your hat on. I still don't think this is a very good team yet, but they are making strides and playing hockey the right way. We've talked about that a little bit here as well. And the Avs, if they want to, like we saw against Nashville, if they want to come in and just win 1-0, they did the same thing on Sunday against Chicago. If they want to just go out there, win 1-0, 2-0, they can do that, no problem. So I do tend to like unders in this spot, but like the fact that we're sitting at 6, just don't want to bet it yet.
All right. Sitting at the 6, don't want to bet it yet. So Money, what's your take on this game? You're kind of like scratching. I see you scratching your head in the background here. What do you like?
Got to be careful what you do on camera. I did bet the under here. I like it at 6. I think I'm proud to say that on this show we were ahead of the Sharks wanting to start playing defense, and since then we've been betting Sharks unders, and they've been coming through for the most part. So I do like the Sharks under, getting great goaltending, starting to play defense, starting to understand the way that you need to be playing in this league. and facing a Colorado team that fully understands the way you need to be playing in this league, and they're very businesslike right now. That win against Chicago, you look at the scoreboard and you say, oh, you beat Chicago only 1-0. For me, winning that game 1-0 was a lot more impressive to me than winning that game 5-0. And the reason for that is that you went in there, you got your win. It doesn't matter how many goals you had to score in that game. You know the kind of effort that you needed to put out in order to get the 2 points, get in, get out. So it's those kind of things that really impress me from this Colorado team and why they are really head and shoulders above everybody else in this league right now. So so Colorado, like their attention to detail on defense is outstanding. They're getting good goaltending, and they have no interest in kind of making these games more than it should be, which bodes well for us betting the under in these situations. So I'm on the I did bet some under 6.5, mostly on under sixes. We can still get up to -110 on the under 6. So that's where I'm at.
All right, we're looking at the under 6. There's some -102 at FanDuel. Some better prices out there. 3 more games to get into, Montreal and Utah. We're going to break things up here. Go back to Alex first because, of course, we're talking about his Canadians who happen to be underdogs on the road heading into Mammoth territory. Total right now is between a 6.5 and a 6. It's a 6 right now at FanDuel -122 towards the over. Alex, talk us through this one.
I got nothing here, honestly.
Sorry, Alex, before you begin, I'm going to be betting Buffalo now at the plus money.
What are we at now?
I see like a +105.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Plus 100. There you go. Plus 100. So basically plus 100 across the board. Wow. All right. Let's take Buffalo then. But yeah, when you're ready to go, Alex, Utah.
Yeah,
Montreal.
sorry. Yes, yeah, no, I agree on Buffalo. In terms of the Habs, I got nothing in this game, honestly. Utah games have been trending a bit more high event again, so like I'm not as bullish about Utah unders at current again. And like Montreal, I still do think they should be an under team with the way they play. They have like the ability to generate, but they also have the ability to kind of play good defense and play on the puck quite a bit. But like with the goaltender they're getting, I know it's Dovish again. Dovish has been better than Montembeault, but also like Dovish allowed 2 goals on Saturday against the Leafs that probably neither of them should have gone in. So I'm still not fully confident here. And if they do let in a couple, like there's just like, I mean, the Caps game was a prime example of how this Habs team is hard to bet in general in terms of like totals, because that was a pretty low event game early on where like they were controlling the play quite a bit, just couldn't quite score. Montembeault starts terribly, lets in a few bad goals. Then Montreal ends up chasing the game, gives up odd man rushes, and the game kind of flies over. Like that's kind of what the potential is every time they get out there when they're not getting saves. So I definitely not interested in Utah. Not quite enough for me to bet Montreal, and just no interest on total. So very optimal for me here.
All right. Seems like you're not really on much here. So money. Anything?
Yeah.
In this game?
Yeah, I do. I did bet the under here. I think you can still get the 6.5. You can get plus money 6s. Utah's, I've been betting their unders. It was unfortunate push for me on Monday betting that under 6 against the against Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Couple empty net goals there. That was an under game. I think that both of these teams, they do want to play defensively, and especially after Montreal gave up that 9 spot a few nights ago. I think that they followed it up with a stronger defensive game against the Leafs, even though that game did go over. But I think that the way that Montreal was playing in that game should translate over into this game as well. And Utah is pretty much a dead under team for me. I like the way that they play, and their strong defensive play, I think should continue here. So under 6.5, you can still get under 6 plus money as well. I do like both of those.
Yeah, under 6.5 at FanDuel is -130. You can get a +100 at FanDuel as well on that under 6. Last two games to get into. Stars at Kraken. Stars -128 on the money line. On the road, totals at 5.5. Quickly, so many. You like this game, or is this a pass?
I did bet the Kraken in this game.
Yep.
Dallas, again, impressive win against the Oilers, although the Oilers had some scheduling things that we were talking about last week that would eventually catch up with them, and we started seeing that. So although the Oilers are pretty bad right now too. So yeah, I did bet Seattle here. Seattle, we know that they suck. But they do play differently at home. They do play better at home. They just don't always get the results because of the fact that they do suck.
Mm-hmm.
So at this number though, with Dallas on a back-to-back, I don't think that's been fully captured against a Seattle team that I think will stick around in this game. And if I'm getting that money for that price, I should say, for a team that I think is gonna stick around, that's a bet that I need to make.
All right, Alex, I see you nodding your head. You agree?
No, I don't disagree, but
Okay.
I can't do the Kraken. Just can't do it. I don't know. I hate this team so much, and I now have to cheer for them tonight, so that so many can get it home, so I'm not going to forgive them for that. But I don't want to bet Dallas in this spot, definitely. But I'm not betting the Kraken either. I got nothing in this game. I like small lean towards the under. I'd say that's about just because the Kraken still can't really generate. I think DeSmith is fine, and like on a back-to-back here, I think the Stars' offense should suppress a little bit, maybe a bit more of a like let's just get through this one and get into the holidays type of situation on a back-to-back. But again, numbers, total's kind of fine where it's at now, so I got nothing.
All right, got nothing for you. Slightly lean towards the under though, but need slightly better numbers. So money, like he's cracking with the Kraken. We'll call it that. Last game here, Senators taking on the Golden Knights. Golden Knights at home -170. Wonder if there's going to be like a little F1 hangover for them. I guess no, it's Wednesday now. F1 was a while ago. But 5.5 right now, -112 towards the over. Any opinion on this game here, guys? We'll start with Alex. Sorry.
I bet an under in this game, but that was many cents ago. What are we at now across the board here? We're at 5.5.
5.5.
Kind of, yeah, 5.5, and there's kind of juice to the under a little bit, even, or like pick'ems at least at 5.5. Yeah, no, there were 6s available everywhere. Hopefully, if you watch the show regularly and you know our thoughts on some Vegas unders we've been betting, sends unders in the right spots. Obviously, you want to get them when they're priced at 6s, not at 5.5 juice under like they were. Like it's just a crazy. To me, I can't understand how this opened at 6. So money, maybe you can help me out with this one. This opened at 6 when the other night against LA, similar spot for both teams. We're looking at 5.5, like juice, like -130 to the under with Marilainen in net. Now we're going to get Ullmark in net, and we're sitting at 6 on the openers. I couldn't understand the reason for that. So I clicked it quite a bit, and looks like at least the market agrees. So excited to find out how this loses here.
Yeah, the market agrees. I think that you're on the right side here with the under. Unfortunately, I did miss it, so I would have. Yeah, in a different situation, if that I would have bet the under 6, and I just missed it, and that's on me. So I think that you got a great number, and the under 6. Yeah, I don't understand how that opened at that as well. I think it was just a bad open, and I think it was a bad. It stuck around for a while, and I'm still kicking myself that I didn't get to it, but because it was there for a while, and there's no excuse not to be betting that under 6 in that situation. So market agrees. I'm with you in spirit, and I hope that this under comes through.
All right, cheering for Vegas and Senators under to come through in that wraps up the games here, guys. Any final thoughts before you head out?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the chip here. I don't know what that's all about and where I can get it and all that. So
We'll
Somebody's gonna have both chips. He's gonna have the chip for me too.
We'll get it sourced for you. Don't worry. Step 1 is to get 100 likes on this video. Step 2 is to get 100 likes on the Friday video, which is when you guys can catch us next, both the Hammer Daily and the Edgework segment. Alex, any final thoughts? You nervous about the chip? Do you want to audible to 2 gallons of milk live on air, or what do you want to do?
I got to figure out what an appropriate thing for me to do is here. So
the chip is pretty
we'll circle
appropriate
back on this one. The chip is not appropriate for my sensitive stomach. I will be in shambles if I eat that chip. In shambles if I eat that chip.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Anyways,
sounds like fun.
Appreciate you guys coming on. We'll chat soon. See you
One
guys on
more
Friday.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a message in the chat about anything from So Other Sports. Let's do it. Indiana, Toronto, under 234.5 and under 234.
All right. Sounds good. I got to get us out here because, got some things to get into. But appreciate you guys. We'll chat on Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Right.
Easy.
Good stuff there, guys. And that wraps up the show for today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button. If we hit 100 likes here, you know what happens. Alex, I'm forcing Alex to eat the spice chip. It's as simple as that. He's going to do it regardless. So many will also be eating it. I'll be eating it. But step 1 is to get 100 likes on this video. Step 2, I want you guys to write down what you're thankful for in the chat. I wrote down a couple things that I'm thankful for. If you guys want to hear them, I'll drop them right now. Number 1, good primetime games. They've been mostly shit recently this year, but the good ones makes you appreciate it a little bit more when you have the bad ones. So a good primetime game, bad beats that give us a reason to complain. Good beats that won but should have lost. Overtime, nothing like a little bit of extra football, basketball, hockey, any kind of overtime. Sports, thankful for sports because they keep me sane during the holiday season. What else do I have on this list? Let's see. Props that cash on the first drive, nothing like, or the first quarter, or the start of the game, nothing like that. Early cashing feeling. Being ahead of line movement, so you could say that you know ball. Great feeling. A couch nap. Weather games. Being able to check the score on your phone to avoid awkward small talk at family gatherings. Having something to care about every single weekend with sports, even though some might think it's unwatchable. Finally, all the guests we have on our show, thankful for you guys. And as well, the audience. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single week. That wraps up for the show for today. Appreciate you guys. We won't see you tomorrow. We will see you on Friday. This has been the Hammer Daily. This has been the Wednesday, November 26th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network presented by FanDuel. Like I said, we will see you guys right here, not tomorrow, but Friday.